Good evening, everyone. This is Tommy Nelson on Dick Purcell of Iron Half, where the Louisa Lions take on the Goochland Bulldogs on Friday Night Lights, Dick.
Yeah, nothing like it, Tommy. The place to be in Louisa on Friday night is the jungle. No question about it. The atmosphere here is just unreal.
Byron Goochland's been involved in quite a few close games so far.
Only one victory to show so far, but they've lost two games. Might as well say the last couple plays of the game. They could easily be 3-2 right now instead of 1.
And we were both looking at them while Dickie was there rambling around and saw they had some nice sized guys right there too. Looked like one that's probably a tight end. He was making some good catches in practice.
Yeah, they have some impressive looking young men. Just like we say every week, we just going to get their best shot. They're capable team. We just got to be on the beat too tonight. Got to have some stuff together.
Yeah, I like it when the lineup shows what their height and their weight is. They don't for Goochland here. But Louisa got Morales back last week but lost Poloni, Dick.
Yeah, but the good news I hear about Poloni is they think he's going to be all right. He won't play tonight, may not play next week, but they don't think has any serious damage to his knee, so he should be back in a couple of weeks anyway. And that's good news.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Patrick today. He sat there and said that they're not sure yet, but he's hoping,
Right.
as he said.
Right.
And so far, other than that, the injuries haven't been a big bugaboo on him. Tonight, Hyder, I think we're going to see more of him than we've been seeing most all year.
Yeah,
Byron, and you had some interesting stats on that.
Well, it's pretty interesting when you look at stats. You got to be careful with stats. You can almost prove or disprove anything you want to, depending on who you look at it. But Hyder is averaging almost 16 yards per carry. Louisa as a team, this is incredible. As a team, Louisa is averaging 11 yards a play, which includes incomplete passes. So 11 yards a play season. But Hyder's averaging almost 16 carries. The amazing thing is that the three guys on the roster are averaging more yards than that per carry. Carter's averaging over 16. Maloney over 18. And Colt 45, our man Mr. Hayden,
right.
is averaging 38.5 yards per carry. Now he only has one carry.
Yeah, you look at the guys like that. I talked to a couple of them today. I said, y'all been getting a chance to play a little bit, and you look really good. Talked to Michael Taylor, number 33, last week. Told him, I said, you had two big hits today.
Yeah, it's great to see these guys get to play. And in the podcast we did with Coach Patrick Barnes, I thought was really interesting this week, especially when you asked him how he does his practices. I was just amazed at what he told us that. Yeah.
They have a very set schedule here to it. Yeah, very disciplined in practice. They got a plan every week, stick to it. Uh, and,
And they really showing what next man up is, too. With the, as you say, Hayden, 2 carries, 2 weeks in a row, 2 touchdowns. He's the next guy that stepped up when Poloni went down.
I think we're getting ready for the national anthem here on military night. Well, maybe not quite yet, but we get close. That's the flag.
God bless America.
Yeah.
Good rendition of
Yes,
God
it
Bless
was.
America. All right, we're awaiting the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem as we honor the military and its music tonight, Military Appreciation Night. They had a big feast for all of them that signed up earlier tonight. And Dickie, you got to run through the crowd, you said, coming down the hill.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a great walk through the crowd. No question about that. Really enjoyed it. So much to be thankful for, and blessed we are.
All right, the LCHS high school band and then the different schools had their chorus here too, their choirs, and they sang along with it. Did a great job.
Yes,
Got a
no,
whole pile of kids down.
That's a lot of kids. Future line. All right, we will have the captains come out in just a few moments.
waiting for the two teams to come on the field. Louisa will be coming on off their left, and Bulldogs will be coming on off their right. And we take a little look at the regional standings, Tommy, where we're waiting. Uh, Hanover, Huguenot, and Louisa, as I understand it, all tied for first place. Caroline is next. Dinwiddie is next, and how Dinwiddie is that far back, I don't know. But they got Caroline at 25.6 and Dinwiddie at 25.3. Louisa, Huguenot, and Hanover at 26.4. Spotsylvania is 24.6. Portland, who they play tonight, is 23.4. Rhina is 23.3. And they're the top eight. If the regionals were tonight, they would be the top eight teams who would make it. Powhatan is the closest team next at 21.1. And there are some things going on with Verona. We don't know exactly how that's going to play out. Some question about they may have had an ineligible player uh, for the first four ball games, and if that's the case, they would have to forfeit those ball games, and Verona very well would mean be in the playoffs probably. That would be a real blow for Verona. They might be the seventh seed, but they're one of the best teams in the region. No
Yeah.
question about that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. So, yeah, we'll just have to see how that plays out. That's very interesting. When I look at those, the very first thing that pops in my head is how in the world, you know, halfway down the pack or further back in half. Like from the schedule they play, the schools, on paper, where they make that thing.
Right, right. And I think in a poll in Richmond area, a poll that maybe Max Prep or some of them do. I think Dinwiddie is ranked either first or second. And if they are second, Benedictine is first.
Right.
Yep.
See,
Right.
that was my understanding was that Max Prep was going to be handling it for the HSL, and their rankings, as you say, are a whole lot different. Louisa was down in the overall rankings at 45th, I think it was last time I checked. So it'll be interesting to see when we can make sure we got to have valid
This
rating.
is valid, from what I understand. This is valid. Coach Patrick says the same thing. He had the same team, and Coach Coleman from had found out from Spotsylvania. They had the same team. The region does it. The Mac Prep doesn't do it.
Right.
The region, the BHSL did do it. Now it's all gone to the regional.
Right.
The region does it.
Right.
And this is the first year that the regions have done football, but they had already started doing basketball and baseball before because we know someone who worked at BHSL for a long time. And she's the one that used to do
That's
football.
right.
The one that used to
Yep.
do. That's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Used to be my assignment each week to go
Yeah.
pick up some papers from her and let everybody know what was happening.
Yeah, Tommy, you and I were talking a little bit earlier and looking over stats today. There are some interesting things on there. Defensively, Louisa's only given up 33 points in the first half, and they've given up 0 in the first quarter. Uh, so, uh, pretty good, strong first half defensively that they've had. And talking about Hyder stats, but the guy that just jumped off the page to me was the guy that hard. He said he's averaging 16.2 yards every time he carries the ball. He's averaging 22 yards a catch. He's got 16 catches on the team. He averages 43 yards per punt return, 31 yards per kickoff return. He's got 3 interceptions on defense, and if Louisa does have to punt, he's the guy punting. So
Yeah, last week he had what, a 48-yarder, 50 yards.
he's the jack of all trades. I
Yeah.
mean, that guy can do it.
And Dickie, as you said, he may be the Travis Hunter of Louisa County.
He's the Travis Hunter of this Louisa football team. And it wouldn't totally surprise me if he doesn't maybe play defense at Rutgers. Who knows? The Rutgers coach was at the ball game last Friday night in Charlottesville.
He picked a good one to come watch
Yeah,
him
he did.
play.
He did.
Certainly shined last week. Uh, and so in the passing game, Wilson is completing close to 70% of his passes, 22 32 passes so far this year. Uh, and I would expect that we'll see him throwing the ball some tonight. All right, Louisa is coming out onto the field, and there, Tommy, they are sporting some new spreads
Yes.
tonight, aren't
Great
they?
Yeah.
camo uniforms, Dickie, and
Yeah.
talking to Coach Patrick today, he said, how you like them? He said, you see those white numbers where y'all can see things, right? I
That's
said,
right.
yes. Because Byron and I were talking, remember what was it, one night at Cortland, they had on dark jersey and dark numbers.
We couldn't read the numbers,
Right.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, really, really fitting. They're wearing the camo jerseys on the military appreciation night. These uniforms look pretty sharp. They really do.
All right, we'll be ready for the kickoff here very shortly. The captains will be meeting at the center of the field. And one other thing we might want to touch on, Tommy, we'll be keeping up with this. Some of the big games that we'll be keeping up with, Spotsylvania and Cortland, both 4-1. That's a big game in the battlefield. And the other team in the hunt in the battlefield is Caroline, and they are unbeaten. They are 5-0. Um, Huguenot is playing Monacan tonight. Huguenot's 4-1. And Dinwiddie 6-0 is playing Petersburg. They're 4-1. Eastern View 1-4 is playing 5-0 Caroline tonight. In the Jefferson District, Louisiana 2-3 is playing 2-3 Monticello. Western Albemarle is playing Charlottesville tonight, and Orange and Albemarle are playing in Orange. And the winner of that game and If Louisa wins this game, they would be the only two unbeaten left in the Jefferson District. And Louisa would play Albemarle next week if they beat Orange. If Orange wins, the Hornets would have to beat Fluvanna, and then when they played, the two unbeaten teams in Jefferson would be playing.
All right, captain's out.
And a huge crowd on hand here tonight, once again in the jungle, and they're going to see the drone show at halftime tonight, Baron.
Yeah, we have had the privilege of seeing that time before. That is an impressive thing. I think the fans here seeing that for the first time. Very well pleased with it happened. So one of the things, Dickie, I thought was interesting, that Coach Patrick earlier this week said, a game like last week, Charles, that all practice purpose game go for school. Uh, one of the things that we really want to do is try to build depth on the team, getting players playing time might not otherwise play. So working on his depth.
All right. We're having a little bit, the volume's not big enough, so let's try to get a few things going here.
Yeah, and you people that are texting me, let me know if you can hear us better now as well.
All right. Smoke clearing off the field. Going back deep for the Bulldogs. Didn't quite see the numbers of the two that are back deep. But Louisa getting ready to kick off.
All right, so we are making the assumption that Louisa won the toss and deferred. That they will be kicking off. So Goochland will, once they receive this, Goochland will start the game on offense. Louisa on defense.
All right.
And I know people want us to announce the score, so we're going to tell them it's nothing to nothing right now, right, Dickie?
Yeah, I can tell you what the score is at the beginning of the game. Nothing. That would knocked off of the back who picked it up. He's coming through and getting up to a big 30-yard line. Goochland. All right. They're going to mark it at the 30. Here come the Bulldogs out to the line of scrimmage.
All right, and as Tommy said, the ball is right at the 30-yard line. The first offensive series of the game tonight for the Goochland Bulldogs.
All right. Gives the
And the
ball
ball's on the
dropped.
ground.
That's the quarterback. Dropped it and handed it off.
So I'm not sure. Lost about 6 yards. So that moves it back to the 24. It looked like just a pretty simple handoff, but I'm not sure where the quarterback may have been Tommy trying to pull it out and come on around the end with it. But whatever the reason, negative play for the Bulldogs right off the jump and loses them a good 6 yards.
Coach Patrick told us Goochland runs the deer, so he very well may have been trying to do that, Baron.
Going to pick up about one on that play. All right, who we got quarterbacking, Dickie? You got the binoculars there?
Yep, I got the coach, Chase Phillips, and he's from Randolph, Macon, Tommy. And Coach Patrick told us Goochland runs the deer, which means he could be pulling the ball out and trying to, that very easily could have been how he fumbled the football.
So who is the quarterback?
Quarterback is number 3. Yeah, Will Hire is the quarterback.
All right. This is third down and about 16 to go.
Higher's going
Back
to throw it,
pass.
and it's incomplete.
All right, had a little contact there. I was just looking to see if the old yellow hanky came in, but I do not see it.
Will Hire is a junior, Tommy, for Goochland. He's starting quarterback, and the Bulldogs will be forced to punt the ball. It's fourth down.
All right. And the running back came up and had a 1 yard run there. So in that 3 plays, -6, +1, and an incomplete pass.
And the dangerous man is back. Carter is back around the 45-yard line of Louisa. And he is a very dangerous punt returner. I would be surprised if they don't try to kick it away from him.
High coming back
Yep.
and almost.
Yeah, they're going to kick it. I don't think he's going to return this. Houston got good coverage on the punt, and he's going to take over. Louisa is going to take over on their own 46-yard line.
First and 10 lines coming up.
All right.
The camo uniforms and the white numbers look beautiful out here tonight on Friday Night Football.
All right, so Tommy, the Lions have had a pretty high number of one-play drives these last two games.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens tonight.
2 weeks in a row, we've had passes on the first down. One of them was completed last week for the touchdown. The other one, he was wide open, just got overthrown.
I think they're going to hand it to
Run,
Hyder, and that's
Hyder,
exactly what they did. And there goes Hyder. 30, 20, 10, 5. Louisa line, touchdown, and the first play of the game.
Guess what, Byron? A one-play drive.
A one-play drive. Imagine that.
54 yards, Tommy.
54 yards is what I've got.
And Hyder made it look so easy, Byron.
I don't think he ever got touched.
No.
He split right through the 3 guys that were after him, and then all of a sudden, just boom, he was gone.
I mean, if he gets to the second level of the defense, because he takes about 2 steps and he's running full speed. So when he gets to that second level, it's pretty tough at that point to get him down on the ground.
Got to be a flag there somewhere on that one. Kick was no good, but I guess they're saying the guy wasn't offside.
All right, that's strange for him to miss an extra point. He's usually most reliable.
10:06, 54-yard TV run.
Yeah, and those are the things, the little things like that I know are not going to please Coach Patrick because in games like this, and we don't know how this game's going to end, but the assumption is that Louisa will be able to win this football game. You've got to do those little things because they're going to need to be able to do them later. This season.
Tonight is probably not going to make any difference, but when you get down to the nitty gritty in a tight ball game, a missed extra point
can lose a game for you.
Yeah.
Can lose a game for you.
Yeah.
Sure can.
I thought the wing for them on the right side was way offsides on the play, but no penalty went down. Berry getting ready to kick off. Last one he sent back pretty deep. $10:06 to go, first quarter. Louisa's on top, 6-0. They missed the extra point. Here's going to be a pooch type kick. Going to be taken at the 20. Running to the outside to the 25, up near the 30. We'll mark it about the 38 or 28-yard line. Yep, they mark it at the 28. First and 10 Bulldogs.
All right, Goochland up over the ball for their second offensive possession.
Gives it to the first back coming through.
Yeah, he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That was number 11,
Yep,
right?
That's
Justin
right.
populars.
Yep.
So he ends up with a no gain.
All right, throws the
Pass.
ball out into the right flat, and he's going to make it back just about to the line of scrimmage.
And that number 48, Tommy, Kenyon Ross.
And looks like maybe they're going to give him a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
All right. Dropping back, looking, throwing over the middle, got a man out there and just off his fingertips and dropped for an incomplete pass. That was intended again
48, Tommy.
to 48 that time.
Kenyon Ross, the intended receiver.
And that was pretty close to being a completed pass for Goochland. Not a badly thrown ball at all. At time, a little bit high, but the receiver, I think if he had 5 chances to catch it, would catch it 3 or 4 of those times, maybe. So
He should have had that one.
Yep. Yep.
Punting formation,
High
high
snap.
snap, gets it off,
Ooh, you were lucky you got that away. Very lucky you got that
and they
away.
got a good roll and going to be out of bounds to the lines. And they're going to mark it at the 40, Louisa's 40, or 39.
Let's see. I think I'll put you down on the 39, Tommy.
All right, so Goochland has had the ball twice tonight, gone 3 and out twice, punted. Louisa has had the ball once, ran one play, scored a touchdown. So coming out for the second drive.
All right, Hyder took it to the house the first drive, first play. We're going to throw the ball over here to Carter. That goes Carter down the sidelines. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Louisa. 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. That was easy, too.
That was easy.
61-yard TD pass.
Yep.
All right.
Or was it a lateral? That's what you got. Was it a forward pass or was it a lateral?
Forward pass, I thought.
I think it was a forward pass.
Okay.
8:16
to go here in the first quarter. Louisa's gone on top, 12 to nothing.
See if they go for 2 this time. Nope. It looks like, well, let's see. They maybe, no, the kicker is out there. So I gather they're going to kick it again. No, he's not out there. He's not out there. Let's see if we're going to. They look like they're going to go for 2. Try to get this thing to 14. Yep. Doesn't surprise me that Coach Patrick's going for 2 after missing the extra point. Wilson back to throw. And we got a timeout.
That was movement.
All right, let's see.
Offsides on the
Goochland.
defense.
You said they were offside on the first one.
Yep.
Now they're going to have half the distance to go to get the 2-point conversion. All right, let's see what they do here. Wilson with Hyder in the backfield, losing 1 for 2, up 12-0 early in the first quarter. He's going to throw it.
Nope. He's going to run.
He's going to run it. He got it. Yep. It looked like he was going to throw it, then he ran it, and a 2-point conversion.
So Louisa 14, Goochland nothing.
Yep. That was
with 8:16 to go, first quarter.
That was Wilson on a 2-point conversion. Byron, this is really unreal, really. How easy Louisa scored in 2 plays. How easy it's been.
And I can't tell you. I mean, just thinking the last 2 or 3 games, it's just amazing to me how many one play drives
Yeah.
Louisa has had.
And to me, they get through the initial defense and they put on the afterburners and they go.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, it's over. I mean, if you don't slow them up, by the time they get through the line of scrimmage, you can almost just go on back to the sideline because you're not going to get them.
Yeah. When they hit the open field, Carter or Hyder, it's just about impossible to stop them.
Yeah, they just flat run away from people.
Right.
They go to warp speed. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like a jet. Boom.
Yeah.
Burry getting ready to kick off again. This time looks like he may be going long. That he does. Going to be taken at the 8 and up the middle and going to get to about the
26.
27, somewhere along in there. Let's see where they mark.
They're going to put the ball down. Let's see, Tommy. Got to bring the football in that Goochland's going to use, and they're going to put it on the 20. Let's call it the 26.
Yep.
Third possession of the night for the Bulldogs, and we got 8:10 to go here.
Yeah, they've started at the 30, the 28, and now the 26.
So far, Goochland is winning the time of possession.
Yeah.
Aren't they, Tommy?
Yeah.
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 But they are losing on the score that counts, and that's what's on the scoreboard.
Man in motion gets the handoff. Big wing comes through and going to get maybe a yard. That was Jackson Miles, number 7.
All right, they're going
You
to
got a yard. Second and
yeah,
9.
give him a gain of 1 yard, just kind of a sweep to the left-hand side, and Louisa had good flow from the inside out and just too much speed, couldn't make the corner. Second and 9.
That's a name synonymous with Goochland, though, Miles. They've had a couple of them over the years. Full house backfield here. Man in motion again and saw a little movement.
The Bulldogs are off to a bad start, to say the least. They're down 14 to nothing, and they're making mistakes on top of that. And now we got a Bulldog timeout.
Yep. That was a delay of game right there. Yeah, so far for Goochland, their total yardage is -3.
No delay of game.
Yeah, I
They
think
took the timeout and therefore saved the delay of
Right.
game penalty.
right.
Miles, pretty good sized fellow. We don't have the stats on him, but when he came through that corner,
Yeah, and as you
he was
said,
an imposing object.
right in the pregame, I mean they had some good-sized young men out there.
He's a junior, too. Jackson Miles is a junior. The quarterback, Will Hire, is a junior.
All right, second and 9 for Goochland. They are at their own 27-yard line.
Handoff. And
Nowhere.
He goes nowhere.
He's going to lose a couple of yards. I mean, just all kinds of penetration that time
Yep.
across Louisa's defensive front, and they were practically almost there to take the handoff that time.
It's been that way the whole first quarter, Byron. We played almost half of the first quarter, and Louisa's defense is just dominating, just like the offense is.
Yep.
3rd and 11 coming up. 3rd close to 12. Twins on the right side, single coverage on the outside on the left.
He's going to throw it. Got a man open, but he underthrew him. Not a good pass because he had a man that was open, but he didn't get him the ball.
Yeah, the receiver was running down the field, and he was looking over his inside shoulder, and the ball went to his outside and was short of him at that. He just had no chance to get turned around to make a play at catching that ball. So,
Carter slid trying to get the interception, but unable. Now he's back at his own 40-yard line, coming on up a little bit closer, where the punter, J.T. Lasser,
High punt, high snap. Oh, they roughed the punter. That's going to give Goochland a first down. They tried to block it. He got a high snap. They roughed the punter. That's going to give the Bulldogs that first down.
6:24 to go, first quarter. 14-0, Louisa over Goochland.
All right, first down, Goochland.
all right, so that's a break for Goochland. Um, yeah, that would have been their third punt in 3 possessions, and Tommy, I think through those three and outs, they were negative
Right,
yardage wise.
negative yardage.
All right, so that's going to put the ball out to the 40-yard line, the 15-yard penalty for roughing the punter. So that's where the line of scrimmage will be for Goochland.
All right, first down. Let's see what the Bulldogs do for this time. Man in motion. He's going to throw it on first down. He's got a man down the field. It is almost intercepted.
Carter almost had it.
Yep. If he had it, I'm sure he would have turned and been away to the races too.
He had plenty of time to stop before he got to the sideline, and if he'd have turned that up, the only you might have said the quarterback maybe could have got over to the sideline, but he'd have had at most one guy to beat. But,
you don't want to throw the ball anywhere near Carter if you're the opposition.
No, especially if the ball hangs up in the air at least a little bit, because his speed's going to make up for any distance he might be from the receiver.
Rolling out, throw again. And throws it down the field, throws it to a man out of bounds, one of his players on the sidelines as we threw that one to. And Goochland has had they have been completely unable to stop Louisa, and they've been completely unable to move the football other than a roughing the punter penalty.
Right.
All right. Jaden Henderson comes in for the Lions on the front line on defense. Third down.
All right, 3rd and 10 for Goochland.
Back to throw again, and he is nailed in the backfield. I mean, nailed.
We got a penalty, but I think it's going to be holding.
I think it's going to be a face mask is what I think it's going to be, Tommy.
Okay.
I think it may be on Louisa.
Creasy was there for one of the lines, and also there was, I guess Isaiah Wright must be wearing number 92 tonight, Tommy.
Yeah, you're correct, Byron.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things. As the Louisa defender was blitzing, rushing, and he went by the quarterback, he just kind of reached his arm out, and the height of his arm was exactly the same as the face mask of the quarterback. So certainly nothing intentional, but it just happened.
It was a 5-yard penalty. So 3rd and about 2.
Byron, I'm a little baffled how a face mask penalty can be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I didn't realize that in high school there was anything but a 15-yard penalty.
Hey.
He just dropped it.
He threw an interception, but he dropped it. And I believe that was number 2 for Louisa, Donovan Nelson. Yep. He had it right in his hands, but he dropped it.
He did. He was thinking about the green grass that was in front of him and didn't look it quite all the way in. But he was in the right spot, just didn't come down with the catch.
All right, Louisa back to receive the punt is Isaiah Carter.
High snap, it's over his head. And he doesn't even try to, well, he got the ball and did kick it away. Hey, he ever got it away? I'll never know. And he actually punted the ball about 5 or 6 yards. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I think the ball must have bounced up right in his hands.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that was a situation where the Louisa defenders seemingly could have gotten to him, but they just had a rough in the punter penalty,
Right,
and I
right,
think they were a little gun shy
right.
to go after him.
All right, they take over at the Goochland 45.
Yeah, because I thought Louisa was going to have the ball. Next thing I knew, he had kicked it.
Right.
Okay, guys, is it one play time or what we got here?
I believe it'll take more than one play this drive. Let's see.
Hyder and Wilson in the backfield. Give it to Hyder. Hyder up the middle.
Nope,
Hyder still on his way.
Yeah, he's inside the 20 down to the 18. There's almost one play.
It was almost right.
And that was from the 45 down to the
18.
18. So 20,
2.
22 yards.
Well, actually, that would be 26, right?
Yeah, 26. That's right.
Yep. Wilson hands the ball to Carter. Carter trying to turn the corner around the end. And Carter is going to take it to the house. 18 yards, touchdown.
Yep. Make sure there are no yellow hankies anywhere.
No yellow hankies.
That was a 2-play
Yep.
drive.
Okay. Absolutely. And you talk about that, but Tommy, that yardage right there for Carter, that's almost right on his season average when he carries the ball.
Extra point coming. It's good. 21 nothing Louisa. And we got 5:14 still to go in the first quarter.
They've scored at 10:06. They scored at 8:16. And they scored at 5:14.
And they kind of slacked off on that drive, didn't they, Tommy? Took them how many plays? That's that.
Two.
Took them 2 plays.
Took it
didn't
2.
They? That's
Twice as many, Byron.
Yeah. Twice as many.
Byron, when you really stop to think about it, this is almost too easy.
Well,
Yeah.
And we've said it for the last couple of weeks that you look at games like this and you can't help but wonder, when it comes, and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but when it comes time when these games are playoff and it's a one and done kind of thing, you know, are these games, is this helping you or hurting you? As far as getting you better as a team.
And we said last week, talked about the fact that when they hit those holes, it's like they turn on the Garmin or whatever, weighs and finds the openings and
Yeah.
waits and plants the whole run then. Just went up the middle on the kickoff and out to about the 27-yard line. That was Miles.
And getting up off the bottom of the pile for Louisa would be number 6. And that would be
Name we call a lot.
Erickson. That's right. Odin Erickson.
They're going to mark it at the 27.
I mean,
All right.
what you got?
Defense is ready. Full house backfield again this time for Goochland. They're going to give it to the second guy coming through, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard, if that.
Number 70 up off the bottom of the pile for Louisa, Julian Morales. He got a yard, Tommy, second 9.
And Louisa just getting a really good push up on the defensive line of scrimmage. And they played this whole first quarter, most of it so far. They played it in Goochland's backfield.
If you look at this game and the Flumanna game, the Flumanna was able to gain some yards in the first quarter, even, but the Goochland's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Dropping back, looking downfield, throwing downfield,
dropped
in
it.
and out of the receiver's
He dropped it.
belly.
30 for Goochland. He just dropped the ball. He was right in his hand.
And the quarterback for Goochland did a nice job that time because he was initially looking to the complete other opposite side of the field, and then he rolled the other way when this receiver was covered and found another receiver and put it right on him, but he just wasn't able to bring it in.
Yeah. 1 for 8 throwing the ball for Goochland.
3rd down, 9 for the Bulldogs. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw it down the field, and it's going to be almost intercepted. And that time it was Jarvis who almost picked it off for Louisa. Well, Goochland's had the ball 4 times in the first quarter so far and have done absolutely nothing with it. Probably got minus yards, don't you, Tommy?
Yep.
And that was very close to an interception. He could have caught that ball
Yeah.
right there. So Louisa's had 2 balls that they should have intercepted, and a third one that was almost intercepted by Carter.
Right.
So they're close to having 3 interceptions.
There's a line drive, and let's see, Carter backs off it.
Goochland's going to down it.
The
And Louisa,
42.
yep, take over on their own 42. 4:02 to go. $21-0 Louisa. Still got 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah. So
And Louisa has run 4 offensive plays and scored 3 touchdowns. Up 21-0.
All right. So 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 42-yard line.
Wilson's going to air it out this time. Looking downfield. Nope, we got a flag.
We had offsides on defense.
Yeah, the left defensive end definitely jumped.
But I give Coach Patrick credit for one thing. He told us when we talked to him Monday, he's got them definitely ready to play tonight, and no question about that.
Yeah, he definitely does. They've come out and they've executed on both sides of the ball so far.
Dropping back, Wilson. Looking downfield, throwing over the middle, and intended for Ty Tyson, but incomplete.
Yeah, that one had a little juice on it.
Yeah.
And a little bit high.
2nd and 5 for the Lions.
Coach Patrick said today, he said, you can't overlook anybody at this stage. He said, they got 2 games they should have won. They could be 3-2 instead of 1-4. Got 2 receivers to the right. Man in motion. And the man in motion gets it and gets away. That's Jackson.
And they tackle him for a loss.
It'll be a loss of 5.
It's the first loss for Louisa tonight.
That's
Jarvis was the ball
Jarvis.
carrier. Jarvis was the ball carrier. 3rd down for Louisa and 10.
So number 20.
Yep.
Jarvis, the ball carrier. All right, let's see if Wilson airs it out this time. Yep, back to pass. Looking downfield, going downfield. Carter's got it. Carter's at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Louisa Lions.
That's going to be 43 yards.
No, it was from the. It's from the.
I mean, 63 yards.
It's going to be
40 something. No,
Actually, 58.
58.
That's where we wanna be.
58. Yep. 58.
58-yard touchdown pass. From Carter to his favorite receiver. Wilson to his favorite receiver, Carter.
And that comes with 3 minutes and 1 second left in tonight's first quarter.
Extra point good. 28-0, Louisa.
And how many plays was that drive?
3.
So we've gone from 1, 2 to 3.
3 plays that time. Byron, this is the thing that it really amazes me. You know, we've coached a lot of baseball, football. When you got a team and they know when they walk out on the field, we're supposed to be better. Sometimes they play down to the opposition. Louisa's not playing down to the opposition. They they hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think you can put all kinds of spins on this thing, but I also think, Dickie, part of that is that these guys that are starting probably full well understand there's a pretty good probability that they're not going to play too much in the second half.
Probably not at all.
So they're going to say, look, we got to get our work done here pretty quick, so they have come out in this first quarter, and I mean they are hitting on all cylinders.
This is as well as I've seen them play in any game this year.
They look they've been extremely efficient and crisp, I think, tonight is a good way to put it. And on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And good kickoff that time.
And another thing that's fair to say, the first 3 teams Louisa played are clearly a lot better than who they played so far in the Jefferson district.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Goochland takes over at the 20.
Put that one in the end zone.
Yep. Good kickoff.
5 possessions for Goochland in the first quarter. We ain't finished the first quarter yet. We still got 3 minutes to go.
Hand off up the middle. There's a big run.
Best play of the night for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that is their best play from scrimmage.
They got a first down?
Yep.
Yes, they did.
Number 18. Who was that carrying the ball that time?
It was number 18. It was Kelvin da Silvia.
Y'all got to help me out here some on these. It's hard to get the number as they're going down.
All right. Hand off again. He got a little bit that time. And that was number 7.
That's
that was
Miles.
Jackson Miles. Yep.
He got no gain.
Second and 10.
And I do see that Hyder's actually in there playing some defense time. He's over on that left defensive end. So Creasy's over on the right, and Hyder's on the left.
Blockers in front of number 11 that time. And
All
that
right.
is Justin Polalars. He's going to pick up 3.
Yep. And my guess is Papa Laris was that runner to gain the first down, Tommy. Because I don't think 18's been involved in it at all.
I can buy that.
All right, so that moves the line of scrimmage out to the 34-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd and 7 for Goochland. Just a little over 1 minute left in tonight's first quarter. Lions up 28-0 over the Goochland Bulldogs.
Going to throw it. Not going to throw it now because he got tackled in the backfield.
Creasy.
Yep. Creasy makes the big play in the backfield for the Lions.
Well, I'm not sure. It may have been Erickson on the blitz, but
I think
anyway, it was
I thought it was Creasy.
so.
All right, punting time again. That was a loss of 3 plus 8, 11 yards.
High snap, got it, punting it away. Carter just letting these punts hit the ground. That one takes a Goochland roll and rolls dead down around that 31-yard line.
First and 10 for the Lions.
We got one more play in the first quarter. 15 seconds to go.
Had people wanting to know what position does Carter play. I said, well, he plays wide out. He plays
Blank,
cornerbacks, free
flanker.
safety, flanker, kick returner, punt returner, jack of all trades.
There's a pitch back. And this is going to be brought up to the 50-yard line. And the ball carrier that time for Louisa was Hyder. Kind of ran an option play that time, it looked like. Pitched it to Hyder.
Pitched it to him, and he picked up about 19 yards
Yeah.
on it.
Yep.
I don't think we'd seen Louisa run that play this year.
No, that's a little bit of a new wrinkle.
And I'm sure there's a lot of wrinkles in the Louisa does in practice that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yep. And really, you don't need to show it.
Yeah, I was going to say there probably going to be some things that you're not going to see.
Right. Right.
Till it gets to be crunch time.
Right.
Well, if things stay true to form, they've got 4 more plays in this drive. Because we've had 1 play drives,
2 play,
2 play drives, 3 play drives.
That's right.
4th one coming up.
And then one thing, Tommy, when the ball's at the 50-yard line when the quarter in, it makes it pretty easy on the officials, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So just turn around, guys. That's all you got to do. Just switch sides.
That's about as easy as it gets, Byron.
That's about as easy as it gets. That's right.
Yeah, they don't get travel pay for that.
All right.
Remember at halftime, got the
Drone show.
Drone show.
Yep.
The drone light show. All right. First and 10. Can they do it again?
Wilson. Hands the ball off.
That's
That is Creasy.
Creasy. Yep.
He almost took it to the house.
Yep. And I think that the last guy that could have prevented the touchdown did just that. He tackled him from behind.
18 yards on that one, it looks like.
Creasy's in the backfield now. Hyder's not. Wilson rolling out. Wilson going to throw it. Wilson looking downfield. Got his man downfield. And there it is.
Touchdown.
Carter. Touchdown, Louisa. That was a great catch he made, Barry.
Yeah, that really was a good catch. And the throw was a good throw, but he had to go up and battle the defender for it, and he went up and high pointed the ball and came down with it.
That was a great catch.
32-yard TD throw.
Yep.
All right, 35-0. The clock does not run until the second half. We've got the whole second quarter to go. Extra point is good. It's now 35-0. And we got 11:33 still to go in the second quarter.
And this is very similar score to last week's game because we'd only gotten a few seconds into the second quarter, and Louisa was up 35-0 on Charlottesville last week. So they're in a similar spot as far as the score to last week's game. But I tell you what, this is the best to me that Louisa's offense has looked so far this year. I mean, they're just They're running, they're throwing, um, and they look very, very sharp so far tonight.
I'm right with you, Baron. The best Louisa's offense look this year. And it makes me wonder, Carter's going to Rutgers, just how you know how unbelievable Rutgers. The head coach at Rutgers came to watch him play last week, so that tells you something. I just believe they're getting just an unbelievable
Yeah, yeah.
potential football
You,
player.
you got to think that he left that game in Charlottesville last Friday night going,
Wow.
fellas, we did good.
Yeah. Wow.
We did good. So
I mean, the way he goes up down there, he had a defender that was
Right.
on him. He just went right up above the defender and caught the ball.
The interesting thing on that play to me too, Dickie, was you thought Heider wasn't in the backfield. Heider was back at the block. He was there.
And Creasy was better running.
Right.
Yep.
Long kickoff, and
He can't run it out from the end
it
zone.
was in the end zone.
Yep.
Once you're in, you're in.
That was only a 3-play drive. They upset the cart that time. So Goochland takes over at their own 20.
Goochland's had the ball 6 possessions so far,
Yep.
and they've had 1 first down, 2 first downs. One of them was by penalty.
They had one running play of 12 yards. Was their best.
Right. And then they had
Right.
the penalty for the
Right.
elephant.
Passing wise, they're 1 for 8.
Well, they gained some yards on that play. Nelson then on a stop for Louisa, and it was number 11 who carried the ball that time, Tommy. And that's been the guy that's had the best. Papa Rich.
And he got 4.
Yep. 2nd and 6. And off.
Miles this
And
time.
he is hit in the backfield and breaks one tackle, and there's another line right there to hit him. Erickson was it on that stop for Louisa.
And that is the impressive thing defensively, because what you said, I think bears repeating. He broke one tackle.
Yes.
But he ran right into another.
That's right.
So it's a group effort defensively.
Yep. So he's going to lose 4 on the play, or 6 on the play.
3rd and about 12, and the Lions were up 35-0 early in the 2nd quarter. Down the pass, incomplete, and he almost got leveled, Byron.
Yeah.
And the guy that almost leveled him was Carter.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think he held up or he would have leveled him.
I think so too. But Dickie and Tommy, something that I think bears mentioning right now, Goochland has had the ball 6 times. They're getting ready to punt for the 6th time. Their starting field position, their own 30, their own 28, 26, 27, 20, and 20. So we've talked about the importance of somebody that can kick the ball deep, and that's showing itself in this field position right now that Goochland has had to battle all night long.
That one's going to. We get a flag on the sideline here. Some reason right next to the Louisa bench, a flag went up.
I don't know unless it could be a sideline warning, Tommy. Let me see what this is going to be.
Well,
I don't see how anything could have happened.
It would have to be sideline.
I would think it had to be sideline warning.
There was a Goochland player that kind of came out of the group on the Louisa sideline here. I don't have any idea how he got over there, what happened. So,
well, they're having some discussion about it.
Yeah, they're not sure either. This is interesting.
Yeah, because I didn't see the Goochland play over here.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
All of a sudden, he just appeared out of a group of Louisa players off the field on their sideline. So I don't know whether he got, as he was, going down the field to cover the punt. Whether he got knocked out of bounds, I don't know.
Let's see if they pick it up. Oh, it's like
Oh, we're waiting for. We've seen no signal from the referee, but he's walking back out there now.
they're taking 15 yards. Well, he's walking back now.
All right. Now we're going to see what happens. The officials are still talking. Two of them are talking. Oh, well, Louisa would have the ball.
And several of them are over here talking to Coach Patrick.
All right. We still haven't seen any signal from the referees, and they haven't stepped off any penalty. Penalties against Goochland.
Going to re-kick 15 yards deep.
Penalty was against Goochland.
Yeah.
Then I thought he said something about an inadvertent whistle. So they're going to.
No, the penalty is against Louisa.
The re-kick couldn't quite get it off. Well, somebody's going to explain it to each of the coaches. Looks like now, because they both have their teams off the field at the moment.
This is very unusual. Yeah. This is what happened over here. Very unusual. I think Goochland's going to get a first down out of this.
That's what the markers say.
Yep. Marker's saying first down, Goochland.
I don't know.
So it had to be a 15-yard penalty against Louisa for Goochland to get a first down. What the 15-yard penalty was, we're unsure. But Goochland got a first down on it, and Goochland has a pretty good run on that first down play. Erickson's in on the tackle, and number 11, Pepperich, the carrier for the Bulldogs, picked up 5 yards.
Yeah, I think something happened right along the Louisa sideline on that play. But anyway, they flagged the Lions for a 15-yard penalty, and that gave Goochland a first down. And their first play, they gained 4 out to their 37-yard line.
There goes the man again. He got a first down.
Still going.
Still going. Pepperich is doing a good job running the football for Goochland now. They haven't done much up until this point, but he's been
10 yards on that one.
The one guy they have had that did gain some yardage is him, and he's a junior. He'll be back next year.
Yeah, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carries, and he's got 33 yards.
Yeah. Averaging 4 yards a carry.
All right, so that moves it out close to the 48-yard line, where Goochland will have a first and 10. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in tonight's first half.
And in motion, there he goes again, and he's going to get some yardage again.
Creasy over there, one of the men that brought him down.
Erickson also over there. Yep.
He's going to pick up 3 that time.
Goochland looks like they finally found something they can gain a few yards with, Aaron.
Yeah, they look much better than the last couple of offensive plays, and that moves the ball over into Louisa territory at the 49-yard line.
Pitch back this time to him, and he's got room. He's got another first down at the Louisa 40.
All right, so Goochland's found a little spark here on this offensive drive, and that
13 on that one.
Yep, and I believe it was Shaw who made the stop for Louisa. First and 10, and on the Louisa 39 for the Goochland Bulldogs. Down 35-0 here in the second quarter. And off this time goes to the other back, number 7, Tommy, but he hadn't done much of anything.
That's Miles.
Yep, no gain.
No gain. The only guy they've had to done anything for him offensively is Pepperich. 2nd and 11. He lost a yard. Clock running. We're down to still got 7 minutes to go in the first half. With 35-0 Lions lead. It's been really easy for Louisa. This is the only drive that Goochland's done anything, really.
And they've only done this after Louisa extended their drive by the personal
15-yard
foul
penalty. Yep.
Um,
And
wow.
Miles is losing yardage this time.
Yep.
Creasy's in there on the stop for Louisa.
Going the wrong direction.
It'll be a loss of 7.
3rd and 18 across the way.
Nice crowd here tonight for Friday night football.
Yep. And again, Military Appreciation Night tonight. Big crowd on that.
We thank all of them for their service.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, Goochland taking a long time.
They'll never get this play off because the
Nope,
clock will run out. I guess they took a timeout, saved the penalty.
Yep. That's their second time out.
All right, we are about halfway through the second quarter. 6 minutes and 7 seconds left. Louisa up big, 35-0. And really, Goochland, their first really drive of any sustained drive, if you will. They've got a couple of first downs, but again, Louisa extended their drive, kept it alive, only by giving them a 15-yard penalty.
That's right.
But Goochland has taken advantage of that and churned out a couple of first downs since then. So this will be a 3rd and 17.
And Byron, just human nature, when you're beating somebody 35-0 and it's been as easy as it's been for Louisa, you have a tendency to let down a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Roll out,
the option.
pitch back, fumble the football, picked it up, and breaks a tackle, and finally brought down, and I believe it was, at the time, it was number 3 that made the stop for the Louisa Lions.
That's the other Nelson.
Dustin Nelson, and he got back almost where he lost.
Yeah,
4th down and about 11. And if I'm Goochland, I'm assuming they will definitely go for it in Louisa territory.
Yeah, Daquan Anderson came up and put a good lick on him, but he didn't wrap him up.
Yep.
He bounced off and picked up a few more yards.
Yep.
He put a pretty good lick on Daquan, too.
Yeah, both ways. That's right.
He broke that first tackle.
Dropping
pass,
straight back.
Down the field, he threw it out of bounds, incomplete. Lions take over right there on their own 41-yard line.
It was intended for Liam Mackey.
All right, 5 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half. The Lions will take over. This will be their 6th offensive possession. They have scored each and every time they had the ball. They've done it, Tommy, in pretty short order, haven't they?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's see what Louisa's going to have with the offense this time. They're going to have Hyder in the backfield with Wilson. And Hyder still hasn't carried the ball. How many times he carried the ball, Tommy?
I think 3.
Yep.
3, 54, 26, and 19.
All right, let's see if he gets number 4 carry right here. Yep, he's
He
got
does.
his 4th carry. And there he goes. He's up to midfield, picked up about 9 yards on that carry.
They're going to give him 10.
All right, first down. Yep, they gave him a first down. He got 10. I would not just be surprised to see Hyder carry the ball here a few times, Baron, but this depends on how many times it takes him to get in the end zone.
Yeah, that was my thinking coming into this game. We were going to see more of Hyder tonight. We saw a lot of Carter last week.
Wilson. And in motion is Nelson. Going to see Hyder again. We got a penalty.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know, the interesting thing, Tommy, Dickie, Hyder carries the ball like that last carry. He carries for 10 yards, and it's kind of like you're disappointed.
That's right.
That he only got 10 yards.
That's right, Byron. That is. Exactly. Yep. All right, they penalized 5 yards with first and 15. We got 4:39 now to go in the first half, with just 35-0 Louisa lead.
Byron, you brought up, we might jinx them here, but you brought up an interesting point. We were talking earlier. Louisa has only 3 turnovers the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah, early on they had some fumbles, but
I goes Hyder
they only lost 3 of
again.
them.
He's
Bye-bye.
going to the races. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Louisa Lions. He made it look so easy.
46 yards.
Same thing. Once he breaks through that initial line of scrimmage, he's away to the races.
Yeah, he broke 1, maybe 2 arm tackles, and then it was. I mean, you just don't even have to watch it. He's gone.
Yep. 46 yards, Tommy.
46-yard TD run. That's what I started to say when he went back 5 because of the penalty. That 10 yards he had earlier, he had to make up for that.
That's right. Here comes the extra point. And make sure that now somebody else kicking this extra point this time, I think, Tommy. High snap. They aren't going to kick it this time. They're going to go for 2. And the guy running around with the ball throws it in the end zone, and it's incomplete. I guess that was.
It was the number we don't have, 84.
Well, Burry was the one kicking it. We were right there. 84?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I'd seen him earlier out there, and I was wondering who's wearing 84.
All right. Well, the extra point's no good, and the score is 41-0.
It can just go down as extra point, no good.
Well, actually, he didn't kick it. So Burry didn't miss it. It's just a failed PAT, right?
4:11 to go in the first half. 41-0.
And the clock will run in the second half.
Now, do you count that as a 1-play drive or a 2-play drive? They had a penalty, so it'd still be a 1-play drive. Right?
2-play drive.
2-play with it.
He gained
penalty?
10 yards, and the next, then they had the penalty.
Okay. So 2
plays.
They're coming from the other end now. It went 1, 2, 3. Now it's 3-2 going that way.
41-0.
So I guess if it go to 0, it would mean the defense scored, right?
It'd be a scoop and score.
All right, here's the kickoff.
Taking back at the 3. Pretty good run back.
He got it out to the where to mark it down.
That was Zachary Lewis, number 6.
That's who it is.
All right, Goochland takes over.
Well, they're still back around the 20-yard line.
Yeah.
Right at the 20, I think. Where to put the ball down. This side the 20 is at the 21. And again, Byron, every possession they've had has been from the 30s of deep farthest possession they've had.
30's the best field position they had.
Right. And
that was Popovich again.
Popovich again. Donovan Nelson, one of the lines, on the stop.
And Popovich ended up getting 2 yards.
Yep. 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
He's carried 11 times.
This time, nearly the whole Louisa team is bringing him down this time. He didn't get much. And I believe that was number 7, Tommy.
Miles, yeah.
Yeah. And he tackled by almost the whole Louisa team. They just kind of stood him up, and everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
They give him 3 yards. So.
All right. So that's going to bring up third and about 6, maybe.
Yep.
Yep.
Under 3 minutes in tonight's first half. Lines up 41-0.
Liam McKee goes to the left.
Rolling out to throw it. Down the field, he throws it and he gets a completion. And I don't, he's going to be close to the first down.
Xavier Woodford.
Let's see where they spot it. Where he get the first down? Nope, they're going fourth and about 1. Now, this could be interesting. I say it's interesting. Nope, they're going to punt it. I'm surprised he's not going for it. Down 41 to nothing. How about you, Byron?
Yeah. I mean, what have you got to lose at this
Right.
point
I
by
mean,
going
he's
for it?
down 41 to nothing. What's
I
he
mean,
got?
you're not stopping Louisa on offense, whether it's at the 25 or 30-yard line or 50 yards further down the field.
Yeah, I would go for it.
I would
I'm
too.
surprised he's not.
Let's see if they're going to try to pull Louisa offside.
Nah, they aren't trying.
That
They almost
high
hiked the
snap
ball over the
again.
punter's head. Now he kicks it.
He's had some decent punts.
They're all going to roll dead on the 33-yard line. That's where Louisa takes over. But, I mean, so it's on the 33 where the Lions have had the ball on the Goochland on their own 46, 39, 42, 31, and 41 and score a touchdown.
Right.
So now they got it on the 33. I don't think it's going to make that much difference.
I don't think it is either.
We got 143 to go. So let's see. I would not be surprised to see Louisa air it out this time. Let's see what they got. Wilson's still quarterbacking. Creasy is in the backfield with him. Nelson is also over here on a wide out. I don't think Carter. If Carter's in there, he's on the other side. As a pass to Nelson. Nelson's at the 40. Nelson is at the 45 up to the 46-yard line.
Be a gain of 12.
Yep. Louis is going to try to go to the. Well, let's see if they're going to do the hurry up offense. Or they're going to just. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit quicker this time than they've been. With the clock running, and they got the timeouts left, so they got plenty of time.
Oh, back up. Offside.
Wilson gives the ball off. That's Creasy. Creasy across midfield down to the 49-yard line. Minute and 8 clock running. Lions are going to line up quickly to run a play. Clock still running. We're down to 55 seconds in clock running. Has a pass. It is complete to Nelson. Nelson's inside the 40, down to about the 36. Louisa is going to take a timeout. Yes, it's a good timeout.
Which Nelson?
Number 2, Donovan Nelson.
So
Nope, they didn't take a timeout. They're back out there. Wilson calling signals. Clock continuing to run. Wilson back to pass. Wilson looking downfield, going deep downfield. Got a man down there, and it is incomplete.
And we got a penalty flag over there, guys. Let's just see what the call is.
Tyson was the intended receiver.
You feel like it's going to be pass interference.
Clock stopped with 27 seconds.
That's going to be 15 yards against Goochland.
And Baron, I did notice one thing. He's not throwing the ball. I'm not even sure Carter's out there. So
I don't think he is.
he's not out there. No. He's throwing it to these other receivers now because Carter's not out there. And Hyder's not out there either. Neither one is in on this drive. Neither Carter or Hyder. So he's working these other people with Wilson.
All right. So that's going to move the ball down to the 22-yard line. 27 seconds left in tonight's first half.
Let's see if he can get this touchdown with both Carter or Hyder, either one on the field.
And it would be interesting to me, Dickie, depending on what happens, if we might see a field goal attempt before halftime if they don't get into the end zone.
Wilson back to pass. Got time. Now he's going to step up in the pocket, throw it,
Got it to Tyson.
and Tyson's going to be brought down near the goal, somewhere inside the 10, and Louisa takes a timeout.
He was getting close to being across the line of scrimmage that
Clock,
time.
the clock is continuing to run.
I saw the referee. I thought the referee signaled to stop the clock. We got 5 seconds to go.
That was a 15-yard gain.
And you got the ball on the,
And Tyson.
is it on the 4-yard line?
It's on the 4.
Yep. He almost got in. This is going to be the last play of the half. Unless they add some time to the clock. Let's see. I don't believe they're going to do that. Let's see. The referees are talking about it.
Yeah, I think Coach Patrick was trying to tell him, I called a timeout and you didn't give it.
I thought the guy on the far side of the field signaled timeout.
Yeah, but I mean,
He went.
that was with about 12 or 13 seconds left.
Right. But they only got 5 left on the clock. The guy over here didn't signal it until it right.
Right.
Creasy's going to be in the backfield. I'm thinking he's going to get the ball.
But they ain't going to have a one play, I don't think, though. I'm with you, Tommy. What do you think, Byron?
Yeah.
Well, we were wrong. Creasy didn't get the ball. Throwing it over. Did he catch it?
He did.
He did.
so.
Touchdown, Tyson.
Yep.
Tyson caught it. 5-yard touchdown pass. How about that? 5-yard TD pass. Wilson to Tyson. Glad to see Tyson get in the end zone, Tommy.
Yep.
Tyson is a 6'3" senior.
With
that's
no time left on the clock.
Yep, scored on the last play of the first half to go up 40. Let's see if they make the extra point or not. He makes it, it's going to be 48-0.
Low snap.
He got it. Perfect.
Kick up. Kick good.
48-0. Ready for the drone show. The line offense has put on their own show in the first half.
Yeah, they really have. That was a productive first half offensively for Louisa.
They had the ball 7 times, and they scored on every drive, and everyone started in their own territory except one. Yep.
Halftime. 48-0. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to get this as a lot more than we've been having lately.
Get out the ad machine over there, Tommy.
Wilson is 7 for 8 with 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, that's good. That shows Louisa has the ability to not only move the ball on the ground, but he can move it through the air too.
Well, and I think that is important, and that doesn't surprise me at all that Coach Patrick is continuing to I mean, you look at the guys he's got in the backfield, and really and truly, all the quarterback's got to do is turn around and hand the ball off, and you're going to score points. But Coach Patrick has, I think, made a really concerted effort to keep the passing game active and in his offense. They've done a great job with that. And as I said earlier, that Wilson had been completing close to 70% of his throws and better than that tonight.
7 of 8, 201 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's impressive. That is impressive to move the ball like that through the air with the ground game that Louisa has.
Yeah, I'd almost be willing to bet you guys that I don't know if there's ever been I'm not sure there's ever been a Louisa quarterback who would have those stats for one half of a game. 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's very impressive. Um, back in the day, Tommy, when you were in high school, when Dickie Hopkins had some pretty good games throwing the football. He had three really good receivers, and but I don't know that he ever had a half that
Not
good. Yeah,
not that good. No.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I tell you what, I'm kind of interested to see, Tommy, what Louisa's total yardage is going to be for the first half, because if they had 200 of it, then I'm thinking they're going to be somewhere in the 400-yard range as far as total offense for a half. Uh, and for high school, 400 yards is a pretty good number for a whole game.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hyder, 5 carries, 155 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him.
That's 355 yards right there.
right.
Yeah.
Creasy, 2 for 23. Carter, 1 for 18 and a touchdown. And Jarvis, 1 for -6.
You got close to 400.
Yeah.
Very close.
Wow. Well. Yeah, and it didn't take Louisa very long tonight to get on the scoreboard, did it, Dickie? I mean, we were less than 2 minutes into the game, and Louisa had put the ball in the end zone.
391 total yards
Okay.
in the first half.
All
And
right.
and for Goochland, higher 2 for 10 for 6 yards. And
Okay, we got the drone show going here at the half. There it is. Up above us, Tommy.
yep, up above my head, music in the air, right?
Yep, the band's playing and the drone show is on.
And I think there's something close to 200 drones that are in this show, and right now they've got them in the shape of a football. That is very impressive. Football's about the size of that harvest moon the other night, Tommy.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, we saw this thing for the first time at Albemarle High School, and very impressive.
Yes. Well, actually, this is the first time I've seen it because the night at Albemarle, I think it was in the field behind the football field, and I never did get to see it. I think you
I
have to look behind us to see it that night. Now, this one's right out in front of us on the football field.
like kind of in the shape of like a battleship or something like that. So that's fitting for Military Appreciation Night.
It is that. It certainly is. All right, Tommy's still working on. We're going to see if we can get some scores here. I was hoping maybe I'd have a score on Spotsylvania and Cortland, but I may get it in a few minutes because I just texted Tim Coleman, and that's where he is tonight. Let's see what kind of scores we got tonight on some games we would be interested in. Benedictine is continuing to roll. They're beating Allegiant tonight, 36-0. Your team is taking it on the chin, Baron.
Yeah, well,
Liberty is playing Glass tonight. It's 42-3. That's the final. Spotsylvania, listen to this. Third quarter. Spotsylvania 19, Cortland 7.
Wow.
Lunsford has turned that program around at Spotsylvania.
All right, for Goochland on the ground, Higher 2 for -17, Papa Rich 11 for 54, Miles 8 for -6. So they're 21 carries, 31 yards.
Okay.
And for passing, 2 for 10 for 6 yards.
Hanover, they're still unbeaten. It looks like they're going to win again tonight. They beat Mechanicsville 27-10 in the second quarter. And how about Salem's winning tonight, beating Cade Spring? It's hard to believe Salem is either 1-4 or 1-5. That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this. Huguenot 61-0 over Monacan in the third quarter.
Oh.
Huguenot's for real. They're for real.
Wow.
Murray's got 58 in the third quarter. Last week they scored 91.
Yeah.
Dinwiddie 24, Petersburg 6 in the third quarter. Looks like Dinwiddie's going to remain unbeaten. Petersburg is a one-loss team. If we get some Jefferson District scores. Glen Allen's beating Godwin 30-0. See, every game Godwin wins helps Louisa, but they have won but 2 games. James Monroe beating King George 28-0. And King George was a powerhouse last year and haven't won a game this year.
Haven't won a game.
And Lunsford went from coaching King George to coaching Pennsylvania. Weston 30 and Charlottesville 6.
Pop that light off a minute, Byron. Let's see what we can see that way.
All right. You can see it a little better now, Tommy.
Yeah.
The drone show.
Yeah, this drone.
Yeah,
show
look at that. That's a star up there
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
Yep.
it really is impressive.
It is.
They've been doing battleships and helicopters and airplanes and just a lot of things that are military themed. And just the different colors of the drones. I think there's something over 200 drones. Now they put them in the shape of a tank.
Yes. Yes. Caroline is unbeaten going into the night. They're beating Eastern View 6-0 in the fourth quarter. And they're in our region.
Got a tank
Yeah,
out there now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Got a tank.
Yep.
Never rode in a tank, but deuce and a half did plenty.
All right. And now they're forming out the words and say thank you for your service.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah. Thank you for your service. All right. Score here, Brian, that we're interested in. Albemarle is beating Orange 27-25 in the third quarter, I think. So that sounds like a shootout.
Wow.
And they're the other 2 unbeaten teams in the Jefferson District.
Wow. All right. Now the drones have the big LC
Yeah.
on display. Lion Nation.
Yes.
They have up there now. This is just really cool.
It is that.
I remember the first time I saw a drone. Said and they carried a bunch of girls, young girls who had in the Kenny, when they called Kenny Dickey, the sports thing that they did at Hershey, Pennsylvania. And it was a relay team. And when I pulled into the parking lot, all of a sudden this thing is over your head, and you're sitting there thinking, what in the world are they doing? And they were filming everything through the drone.
Yeah. Yep.
The Eagle.
Yes.
And then the whole United States.
Yes. Yes. USA.
Yep.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Maybe we can get you a ride back to your vehicle on one of those, Dickie. What do you think? Or conglomeration of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm moving the boonies tonight.
That was just
Look at them going
Yeah,
down
yeah.
in the
Look at that.
woods.
Look at
really
that.
impressive.
Yeah. Really impressive show. Really impressive. No doubt about that. Really impressive. All right. Woo. Somebody's
Wow.
the
Just
50-50 raffle. Somebody's gonna win some money tonight, Byron.
yeah. What did he say?
$555 tonight. Yeah.
Triple five.
Somebody's gonna win some money tonight. What a great job Coach Cutright does with that every
Absolutely.
home football game. The time he puts in for that, and the
Absolutely.
time he's put in at around Louisa High School for so many years.
Yeah, guys, you look at Louisa's scoring plays in that first half, and it didn't take them very long. But I mean, you've got a 54-yard TD run by Hyder. You got a 61-yard TD pass to Carter. You've got Carter with a 19-yard run, another 58-yard pass to Carter, a 32-yard pass to Carter. Uh, Hyder, you've got a 46-yard TD run, and then short TD pass to Tyson right there at the end. I mean, they covered some real estate, and they did it, Tommy, in short order. I mean, a couple of one play drives, some two play, three play drives. Not a
If
lot of
if
time.
if I'm not mistaken, Louisa had 18 offensive plays and they had 391 total yards.
That's over 20 yards of play.
Exactly right. I mean,
Over 20 yards of
And
play.
Goochland, 51 total yards for them. And that was on 29. It's just remarkable. I go
yeah.
back to what we said last week in that you watch these guys and they look like they're looking for the opening, and then they turn around and put it in their Garmin or Waze or whatever and decide. You see them looking ahead all the time.
Well, there's no hesitation. You know, um, with the way that they run the ball. I mean, Hyder in particular, once he gets the ball, he takes about two steps and he's just about at full speed.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yes,
mean,
he is.
it doesn't take him 10 yards to sort of get up to it. I mean, two steps and he's there.
He probably
Uh,
could have kept up with those antelope you saw over on your trip, Byron.
yeah, I'm not sure I wouldn't have bet on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And the defense tonight, that's up until the last 3 or 4 times that he carried the ball, Popovich, the Louisa's defense has held Goochland's offense. They were three and out, three and out, three and out.
Well, they only had that one drive,
Yeah.
really. They Goochland moved the ball at all. I think that was the one when they got that 15-yard penalty and
Yeah.
Goochland kept the ball. Yeah. Yep.
well, and what I've been uh, encouraged by tonight on defense is that they could have easily had a couple of interceptions, but they're reacting to the ball better. Last week against Charlottesville, there were 2 or 3 or 4 times where the ball was up in the air, and it just seemed like Louisiana's defensive backs were slow to react. to the ball. They didn't attack the ball. They're doing a much better job of that tonight.
Yeah, because Woody moved the ball through the air something for Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And you got to believe that Coach Patrick worked on that in practice this week too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Nazir Anderson had a couple where he just outran the people last week.
Yeah. So and so that's been a plus, I think, for Louisa. And again, guys, 48-0. I mean, you got to think. We've seen the last we're going to see of Hyder and Carter and some of those guys. Will be a lot of the second line guys that are going to be in, and that's as it should be. We talked about that coming back down the road last week, and we looked at some scores that were just ridiculously lopsided final scores last week, and I know that's we commended Coach Patrick on the fact that he's putting his second and sometimes third team guys in, and I expect that's going to happen again tonight.
I feel certain that's going to happen tonight. I mean, when we see a team last week scored 91 points, well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, to beat somebody 91-0. So
I guess Maury thought we started off, didn't do too good. We need to impress some people, but as you say, I don't think rubbing it in is impressing anybody.
You don't impress anybody that way, I don't think.
No, go back to the days of Hal Lockhart and the Orange coach in there.
Paul
everything.
Sizemore.
Yeah, they had paybacks.
Yeah, I will agree with you that, Tommy.
And they didn't meet at the Gordonsville Tasty Freeze just to have a good time talking.
Yeah, I can remember the Orange Louisa game one night when Louisa was fortunate enough to be beaten Orange. Joe Polis and I were standing over on the sidelines, hollering at Lockhart, pour it on, pour it on.
Yeah, because I think a year before, Lockhart had poured, I mean, not Lockhart, but Sizemore poured it on down here.
Yes.
Because a good old Orange native, Edwin Talley, he always liked to talk about the Hornets and the Lions when they get together. And Kerry Branham, we both worked with, Byron and I, played for him and all. And I'd say it was a lot of friction. I had the opportunity to actually DJ the class reunion for one of the Orange teams back in the early 2000s, and they said, and they were friendly to me, put it that way. They said he didn't play, so.
Oh gosh.
But Tommy, Louisa and Orange didn't play there for a while, because they had an incident the ball game at Louisa one night after the ball game. I think somebody hit somebody on the bus, on the Orange bus, and they was a few years there they went and didn't play.
Yeah. It's in the history.
Yes.
There's been a lot of history between the two.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm sure Green and Madison has had some of those over the years too.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. Yes.
Well, I meant to ask you, Dickie, what do you think of UVA now after watching them 2 weeks ago when they got that, or last week, got that big win?
I think UVA's for real.
You think they're for real?
They're for real.
Your grandson says it's for real.
Yeah, they're for real. And I'm glad to see that the guy that turned things around, his name is Tony Elliott, because he is a really good guy. And I know his boys from Little League Baseball and his family. They're really good people, and I'm really glad to see Tony Elliott turn it around up there.
And they've got that mentality, the next man up there now, too, because they've got 5 decent running backs, 5 decent receivers or more,
and one outstanding quarterback.
That's right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then the big game next week, Byron's going to be checking out, and that's a homecoming, I believe, at JMU of the Old Dominion Monarchs, who've been playing really well, come to town to take on the JMU.
Yeah, that's going to be provided the JMU can take care of business tomorrow against Louisiana. That really sets up a big game next week in Harrisonburg against ODU. They've been playing some really good ball, and of course ODU beat Virginia Tech and only lost 27-14 to Indiana at the beginning of the season.
The JMU varsity.
The JMU varsity, that's right. So yes, indeed, Indiana's got a really, really good. ODU's got a real good football team. They really do.
Who's your pick for the national championship?
I'm going to tell you one thing. National championship is wide open. I mean, wide open. I mean, what you see in college football is just unreal. Like last week, you know, who would have thought Florida was going to do what they were going to do to Texas?
Yeah.
And that UCLA, and what a game is going to beat Penn State. It's just unreal, but it's great to watch.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's almost like you don't know, what's going to happen. I mean, there's a pretty big game tomorrow with Oregon and Indiana playing each other, and but there's some big games coming up. Um,
Texas and Oklahoma play tomorrow.
Texas and
Yep.
Oklahoma, and hopefully,
Must win for both of them.
yeah, hopefully Oklahoma will have back their quarterback who will be able to play tomorrow, because he's a tremendous ball player. So we'll just see what happens with that.
Yeah, Texas is almost one more loss, and they can forget about Oklahoma's unbeaten. And Missouri and Alabama is going to be an interesting game because they got to go to Mizzou to play that one.
Yeah.
And Mizzou's got a good team this year.
Yeah, Alabama is playing better.
Yes.
They're getting better. So they're going to be a tough out, I think. So
I looked at Virginia's remaining schedule, and there's a possibility they can come out of this thing with at least 8 wins, maybe more.
Oh, yeah. They could run the table.
Yeah.
There's nobody left on that schedule they can't beat.
That's why you play the game.
That's right. That's why you play the game. That's why the New York Giants played the Philadelphia Eagles last night and unbelievably beat them with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbutt, two rookies.
Two rookies.
Right.
Two rookies.
Yeah.
Now, my youngest grandson sat there, and he's really into dart. He sat there, and he told me early in the year, he said, they got to get rid of that quarterback and go ahead and let the young one play.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, Scatterbutt is unreal, and he does all these flips after he done run the ball.
yeah, he's a physical guy, man.
Yes,
I'm
he
tell
is.
you what, he gets in the pile and the pile just starts
Yeah.
to move.
He's like a middle linebacker running
Right,
fullback.
right. Yeah, he is. He's fun to watch. Yes. All right, the two teams are back on the field. We're going to get ready for what should be a fast second half as the clock will be running all the time with Louisa on top 48-0 at halftime over the Goochland Bulldogs.
That was interesting in that 4 Louisa players and coach were out talking to 2 of the officials as we're getting ready to get started the second half here.
It almost makes you wonder if they aren't talking that play over here on the sidelines where Louisa got the 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that would be my guess. That Coach Patrick is just trying to get some explanation as to what it was.
Right. All right. Louisa will be receiving the second half kickoff.
And going back deep is going to be number 21. That's your man, Dickie. Aiden Hepler.
Yeah, Aiden Hepler. I hope we kick it to him.
Also
That's my
going
man.
back, number 24. And that's Xavier
Johnson. They were the two that were deep last week.
And Johnson actually played quarterback a little
Right.
bit last week.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he don't play quarterback tonight. Not at all. Matter of fact, he might be. Well, Jackson will probably be starting the quarterback to start the third quarter. All right.
All right. Maybe an onside kick.
Nope.
Hooch.
Out of bounds
Yep.
kick.
Take it at the 35.
Yep. Louisa will get it on the 35 to start the second half.
And the clock will run
Continuously.
once
the ball
it's
is
snapped.
snapped.
Yep.
All right. Lions will take over on the 35, and let's see what they're going to have out there, Baron. Let's see.
Looks like Jackson coming out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Nelson's out there.
Yep.
Yep.
Both Donovan and Dustin, I think, are out there. Nelson.
Man in motion. Jackson keeps the ball himself up the middle. Jackson across midfield. Jackson's down the Goochland territory, down on the Gould Dog 42-yard line. Nice run by Jackson, Burn, right off the bat.
Yep, faked the ball and got the defense going one way, and then cut right up behind the fake, and he got north and south in a hurry on that play.
Yeah, from the 35 to the 42.
Yep.
23 yards down again.
Yeah.
Jackson did a good job last week when he quarterbacked Louisa. A really good job. Jackson.
Dustin Nelson back there with him. He's going to
That's-
get the handoff.
Nelson got the handoff.
Going to pick up 2.
All right, pretty good job that time by Goochland's defensive front. Gain of maybe a yard. Move it down to the 41-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 9.
Goochland ended up with a pretty good travel bunch. Got a pretty good crowd over across the way.
Shows up Kinningham out there for Louisa. 6'1", 268. Jameer Ragland's out there. 5'11", 322 on the offensive line.
Get a flag, and there goes the runner.
That's a nice run, but it's going. I'm thinking it's all coming back. And that is Creasy.
Yep.
And Creasy is an outstanding back, in my opinion, Byron.
Oh,
outstanding.
There's no question about it. When you look at it's going to be a procedure penalty against the line, so yeah, it is going to come back. But when you look at his size, and for a man, he's not slow at all. He runs. He's pretty quick.
Yes, he is.
He's a strong runner.
What do they call holding?
I think it was procedure time.
That's what I was thinking too.
They only
Now
step
they moved.
2nd and 15.
All right, so that backs it up to the 46-yard line.
Jackson got the play inside of 10 seconds now on the play
hurry
clock.
up. And they might get it all, but they're going to have to be quick. Jackson, man in motion. He got it off. He's looking downfield. He's got his man over here. He completes the pass. And it was number 12, Carson Luntz on the receiving end. Jackson did a nice job throwing the ball last week, Byron.
He did. He looked very good throwing the ball through some just tight spirals and some pretty balls last week.
13 yards on that one.
3rd and 3 across the way for the Lions. Their first offensive drive of the second half. Louis on top, 48-0. Jackson got a man in motion. Hands the ball off. And it's going to be Creasy again. And I believe it's Creasy taking it to the house.
Yep. And that was,
I think it was about
35 yards.
Yeah, 35 yards.
35 yards.
And Creasy showed what he can do that time. He
Yeah.
get into the open and took it to the house.
Yeah, he knew where he was trying to get to, and he went on down the sideline and made it happen. All right,
3-play drive.
lining up for the
8:52 to go in the third quarter. Extra
Right.
point is good, and the Lions go up 55-0.
That gives 58 yards to Creasy on 3 carries and a touchdown.
All right, Lions getting ready to kick off to the Bulldogs. Byron, maybe it's just me, but to me, this game tonight against Goochland seems like to me they have an easier time at Goochland than they did with Charlottesville last week.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. And I'm just sitting here, and I realize it's really because of the clock running, but that drive, took 3 minutes and 8 seconds, and that's by far the
The
longest
longest.
drive time wise Louisa's had all night.
It was a 3 play. And had a penalty involved in there.
All right.
All right, so here comes the kickoff.
Barry getting the kick. Looks like he wants to go long. And he does. Boy, he boomed that one.
Didn't quite get it in the end zone, and they're going to get back around just outside the 10-yard line. That's a great job of kick coverage and a great kick by Barry. And here's the other thing: you can't, you really can't compare scores of games. But Goochland lost to Orange with a field goal with 2 seconds to go in the ball game, and lost to Albemarle in the last minute and a half of the ball game.
Right.
All right. The Goochland takes over down 17-16. They give it to the left side, trying to go, and they're going to lose yardage.
Really good pursuit by the line defense that time, and just rode that ball carrier right to the sideline and bumped him out.
And I think that was their man, Popperidge.
Axel Franco, I think, was over there for Louisa in on the stop.
He actually lost 3 yards on that carry, so that backs it up to the 13-yard line where it's second and 13.
All right. Rolling out to the left, pitching the ball back behind him, and that's not going to work. Great pursuit by Louisa at that time. And a couple of lines who went on that stop was Nathan Davenport and also Holden Picari. We called his name quite a bit last week, and we also called Davenport's name quite a bit last week.
Yeah.
These youngsters getting to play again and doing a good job defensively.
All right, so 3rd and 14. The Bulldogs are going in the wrong direction here. They're at their own 12-yard line, looking at 3rd and long.
Back to throw, looking downfield. He's going to run it now and going to throw it, and it's complete, but didn't gain much.
Yeah.
Number 4 on the reception.
Yep.
Yeah, he probably didn't gain, but
That's
three,
Mackey.
three or 4 yards.
And Xavier Johnson in on a stop for Louisa, and now the Bulldogs be punting the ball again. Still got about 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Louisa on top, 55-0. All right, back deep for Louisa is number 20, and he's going to.
Jarvis.
He fumbled a snap. He fumbled a punt. Goochland might have got it. Bulldogs got it. Bulldogs got it. Fumbled the punt.
4th turnover for the Lions this year.
Jarvis fumbled the punt. Tried to make the catch, and I think he took his eye off the ball to see where the people were coming down the field, Byron.
Yeah, very easy thing to do.
The Bulldogs get the ball in Louisa territory at the Louisa 46-yard line. All right. Let's see what Goochland can cash in on the turnover.
Hire the quarterback still.
Hands off to Miles. Miles breaks one tackle. Miles got some running room after he broke that one tackle.
Picks up about 6.
And on a stop for Louisa was Jackson, Jaheim Jackson. He's out there on defense for the Lions. Also out there for the Lions, number 68, Jaden Henderson. Gavin Dean, we called his name quite a bit last week. He's out there at the linebacker position for Louisa. And off to Popovich. And 3 or 4 lines in on that stop.
Number 77, one of them there.
Yep. And the guy getting up off the bottom of the pile for Louisa was Gavin Dean.
Trace Groom, the initial.
3rd and 3, and Gavin's brother, Stephen, playing for the Cadets of BMI. Eli Brooks also on that BMI football team from Louisa.
All right, 3rd down and about 2.
And off to Paparich, and he's brought down on a nice defensive play.
They're going to call
But
a
I
horse
think he got
collar.
And I was wondering if that was going to come in.
I think it was a horse collar.
I think he might have got
A
the hand
face
in the
mask.
face
He
mask.
grabbed him up around the bottom of the helmet.
Michael Taylor was the guy who made the stop, but
Late hit.
it wasn't,
Ain't no late
it wasn't
hit.
any late hit.
No.
No. It wasn't a late hit.
Yeah.
I think his hand might have gotten in the face mask, but it wasn't a late hit, that's for sure. Lines up 55-0, and the Bulldogs down in Louisa territory, down on the Louisa 27-yard line.
A little over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
All right, Bulldogs up to the line of scrimmage. Handoff goes to the man again. I believe that's Popowich again. He's been the big ball carrier for Goochland. That was Popowich again carrying the ball. Yep. Javian Johnson in on a stop for Louisa, and he got a Bulldog first down.
He's down about the
13 yards.
13, 14-yard line.
Yep. Bulldogs are knocking on the door for the first time tonight. They put some points on the scoreboard.
This all started after a fumble on the kick. On count.
And off
Give it
to
to
Miles. Miles had some running room that time.
They put Popovich in motion and handed to Miles as he came through.
And Jarvis, on that stop for Louisa.
Gain of 2.
Jarvis is a 10th grader. Gavin Dean is also a 10th grader.
All right, so the line of scrimmage is on Louisa's 11-yard line. 2nd and 7, Goochland. By far, their
Popovich again.
deepest penetration tonight. Yep. Off the right side.
55-0. Louisa over Goochland.
Jaden
2:20 to
Henderson.
go in the 3rd quarter.
Holden Picari, on that stop. 3rd and about 5 across the way. And
Popovich 3 on that one.
all right. Taking a while to.
They come up with 10 seconds on the play clock.
Popowich again. Popowich got some running room. Popowich is
touchdown.
in for the Goochland touchdown.
And he may be dinged up a little bit.
Yeah, he's not. He's still on the ground. He's not gotten up yet. He scored the Bulldogs touchdown, but he's down on the ground. So we hope he's going to be okay.
What'd you get, Byron? 7-yard TD?
Yeah, actually, that may have gone in more for about the 10 or so, 10 or 11-yard line. But yeah, when he got there, took a shot, looked like he took a helmet to the knee.
And that's not a good place to take a helmet.
And I guess actually Tommy Mines had carried the play before, so you're probably right. Probably about 7 yards.
Yeah, I thought it was about 7 yards.
Mines had run the ball off the left side. So
He's up and he's walking off the field
Wow.
on his own power. He looks like he's okay. That's good.
Yeah, that's good to see.
Because that's kind of what happened to Poloni that the other night when he
Yeah.
got hurt. He took a helmet
Yeah,
to the
very
knee.
very similar looking plays.
Yep.
Had his leg extended and then he took a shot on it. So, all right. So that is Goochland's initial touchdown tonight, and it comes with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in tonight's third quarter, and that makes the score Louisa 55, Goochland 6. We're waiting the PAT. It is
Good.
up and good.
All right. PAT is good, and now we got a 55-7 ball game.
All right.
And we got 145 to go here in the third quarter. All right.
55, the amount of points Louisa scored last week against Charlottesville.
Yep. And he got what 56 against Louisa.
Yeah,
So they played 3 Jefferson District games. Now this one's not over, and they've scored 55, 56, and 55, and we still got a quarter to play. A little
Right.
over a quarter to play
right,
against Jefferson District opposition.
right. And for the whole season, Louisa came into tonight averaging about 45 points a game, so that's going to go up a little bit, depending on what happens the rest of the way. But there's no question about it. Louisa's got a very, very potent offense.
The fewest points scored this year was 36 against Cortland.
Right.
And also the Cortland game, Louisa was only up 7-0 at halftime.
At halftime.
But they kept their streak going tonight. The first quarter, nobody scored on them.
Yep.
That's a good pooch kick. Taken back at the 13, 15, 20, 25, 30. Going to be about the 31-yard line.
Likes his way up in there for some tough yards.
And that was Johnson, Tommy. And Baron, that is an example of the difference. Because when Hyder's got the ball, I mean, he gets in, he goes through that, he's explosive when he, right. He doesn't slow down at all. He's full speed ahead.
He doesn't slow down, and like we've said a couple times, he gets into a group like that. He's looking past the first 2 or 3 guys.
Right.
He's looking further down the field.
Xavier Harris in the backfield with Jaheim Jackson.
Jackson going to keep the ball himself and going to pick up a couple of yards. We're going to run one more play in the third quarter of this one. Yeah, Jackson got a couple, 2nd and 8 across the way. And you have to wonder that Creasy probably won't be carrying the ball anymore tonight either. So.
Coming into the game, number 43, and that is Holden Picari.
Yep, we've called his name on defense. And we wonder when Hayden's going to get the snap to him. Not yet.
A 5-yard penalty delay a game for Louisa.
All right. Now, if we start the clock, they don't even have to run up another play this quarter. They didn't start they're starting the clock. So Louisa doesn't have to run another play. The quarter will end.
End of the third.
Well, they might run a play, but they don't have to. No, they didn't. Well, I didn't think they got it all. Maybe they did. Jackson's the ball carrier, and he's going to lose yardage.
No, that's Harris, 14.
Harris?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Louisa would have been better served just let that clock run down.
Right.
Let the quarter expire.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter tonight in the jungle, and the score at the end of three quarters is Louisa 55 and Goochland 7. And the clock will be running the entire fourth quarter here now.
Right. That is the good thing with the Virginia High School League rules that third quarter went by pretty quickly. Uh, Limited possessions for each team, and the clock just runs continuously unless there's a timeout or an injury. So hopefully the fourth quarter will scoot on by here.
Last,
I mean, obviously, it's good that we're getting guys a chance to play.
right.
Okay, so that is good. And Coach Patrick just say that it does give them the opportunity to build some depth,
Right.
and that potentially can help them because you may find a player in the second half of these games. Somebody may step up and just start to shine and say, well, they deserve maybe some more playing time, in the first half of ball game.
Right. You're giving these guys a chance to shine. Albemarle and Orange, last score I got is 27-25 Albemarle. It'd be interesting to see who wins that ball game. Jackson. Fumbled the snap, picks it up, gonna throw it, throwing downfield, got a man wide open, and he couldn't make the catch. He was wide open, and that was Harris, I believe. No, Johnson. Johnson was wide open, couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, he didn't come back far enough.
Yeah,
No.
the ball was underthrown, and it was underthrown because obviously he fumbled the
Yeah.
snap and the timing was off the play. But yeah, to your point, guys, he stopped. He just couldn't quite get back to the ball. And he was open by a lot.
He was. Jarvis is going to punt this one for Louisa. And we got a timeout, Louisa. 10:57 to go. And the line's up 55-7.
Next week, the Lions will head to Charlottesville, take on the Patriots of Albemarle.
And that's the reason I want to see who won the game between Albemarle and Orange, if we could get a final score. Because if Albemarle won that game, then Louisa and Albemarle would basically probably be playing for the Jefferson District Championship because they would be the only two unbeaten teams left in the Jefferson District, and they'd be playing next week. So that gives a little bit something to shoot for. That you need to win this game. If you're going to win the Jefferson District Championship, we got to beat Albemarle.
Exactly.
But it might be Orange if Orange comes back and wins that game. But then they'd have to beat Fluvanna the next week. So I was hoping we'd get a final on that game. We don't have it yet, but the last score we have, Albemarle is winning 27-25 in the fourth quarter. That's a nice kick. Oh, hitting the ground and takes a nice Louisa roll. And rolls dead on about the 40-yard line.
And actually, he had put Carter back in to punt that ball after the timeout.
Right.
Now that is the first time Louisa have not scored, right, when they had the ball.
That's right. First time.
Goochland takes over at their own 40-yard line.
Lions have Michael Taylor out there, number 33.
I talked to him today, Dickie. He had two big hits last week. I told him you did really well.
Branson Coles is also out there for Louisa, number 15. Back to pass, looking downfield, going downfield, got a man over there in the open, and
He made the
did he
catch.
make the catch?
I believe he did.
And I believe that was number 40. No, number 33, I believe it was, Tommy, for Goochland. I believe that's who made the catch. And that would be Carter Aleko. First down for the Bulldogs. All right. And off to Popowitz, and there goes Popowitz again. A gain of about 7 to 8 yards.
Yeah, that play started at the Louisa 43-yard line. Looks like he said they could gain about. Well, they're going to give him looks like a good 8 yards on the carry.
And Popowitz has been the one guy that's been able to move the ball for Goochland. And he's a junior. He's back next year. And we don't have the size, but he's a pretty good sized fella, Byron.
Yeah, he's run the ball hard.
Yes.
So it looks like the ball is at the 35-yard line of Louisa. Under 9 minutes left in tonight's ball game.
And there goes Popowitz again for some more. Fumble the ball. Louisa got it. He fumbled the ball. Louisa got it. Picked it up and advanced it a yard or two. And the guy that recovered the ball for Louisa was number 17. Got the football for the Louisa Lions on the fumble. And that was
Davenport.
Nathan Davenport came up with the fumble recovery for the Lions. The Lions take over on their own 33-yard line, Tommy. With Davenport on the fumble recovery.
8:40 and clock running left in this game.
And a 55-7 ball game.
And what a great light show, drone show during halftime.
Was that military appreciation night at the jungle tonight?
There's movement by
Yeah.
both teams.
Yeah, a lot of movement.
Yep.
Now, did the defensive man go past the line of scrimmage or not? That's a question. I think they're going to say offsides on Goochland. Yep, offside on the Bulldogs. That's just their third penalty of the night. So 1st and 5. Aiden Hepler slotted to the right side.
And referee coming up into the
Play clock on your end, Byron, is messed up, it looks like.
Yep. So, yeah, one of them messes up, they just end up usually just cutting them both off and just keeping it on the field. So, and really at this point in the game, it shouldn't be a big issue anyway, as far as the play clock. So,
Keeping the ball.
Jackson.
Harris.
Is it Harris, Tommy? Yep. It's number 14.
Yep, that's Harris.
That's Harris. Okay.
all right. So not only do we not have the play clock guys, we have no scoreboard either.
Ooh.
So we
Well, we know the score is 55-7. We give
know-
up with the score.
we know what the score is.
We don't have any time, but we give up with the score.
We know there's probably about 7 or 8 minutes left in the game, but the scoreboard has malfunctioned, and so we do not know the exact time.
Another one dropped on the ground, picked up, handed to Hepler.
There goes Hepler, and he picked up some yardage.
Gonna be close to a first down.
Thought I saw a flag come in on the back of that play.
Yeah, there is one laying
Yeah,
down.
yeah, there's a flag. Yeah. Yep. 7:36. Well, Hepler got his gain. No, now they say it's a penalty against Louisa, so they're stepping it off. Louisa comes in the huddle, and the referee is stepping off the penalty.
It was a holding penalty.
Well, he's still stepping. He walks right through the Louisa team as he stepped off. I thought he stepped
Yeah,
off more.
yeah, he did 25
He did 15.
or 20 at least.
He did 15, I think. I thought the holding penalty was only 10,
Yeah.
but he stepped off 15.
I think, Tommy, maybe
Now we got the clock.
if you're holding with both hands, maybe
Get
it's a
double
20,
foul.
yeah, it's a 25 yard. That's right.
That's where you got to wash off. Wash off.
All right. All right. We got our play clock and our scoreboard back.
Yep. We got 5 minutes to go in the ball game. 55-7, Louisa.
2nd and 20 for Louisa.
Lions about to go 6-0.
It goes Hepler to the other side.
Orange County 31, Albemarle 27, 2:40 to play.
Okay. Orange is now beating Albemarle 31-27 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game. So we may have a final by the time this one's over. But they're not playing on a fast clock over there either. So
Right.
And that's being played at
Porterfield Park.
Porterfield Park.
And that is one old football
Paul
stadium.
Sizemore Stadium at Porterfield
Paul
Park.
Sizemore Field at Porterfield Park. Yep. And in motion is Hepler.
And I think offsides, I think, on Goochland. This right
we got 4 minutes to
defensive end.
Yeah. Clock stop for the penalty, and now we're looking at 3rd and 11, 12. 3rd and 12.
And Harris is in the game, quarterbacking now for Louisa. So that's the third quarterback that's been in there. And so normally when that happens, you're thinking, well, you're going to have procedure penalties and offensive linemen jumping, but it's a different cadence for the defense too. So
Hepler's in motion.
They've had some issues with it.
And they give it to the blocking back. And I think that's the first time the blocking backs carried the ball tonight. And I think that was, well, I would think I believe it was a fumble, wasn't it, Byron? Goochland got the football.
Yep.
Yeah. The Bulldogs come up with the football on the Louisa 35-yard line.
3:39 on the clock with the change of possession. Now it started back up. See if Popovich gets it.
He's the workhorse, no question about that, for the Bulldogs. Nope, they're going to give it to Miles, and Miles is going to be hit and dropped on a nice defensive play. And the guy making that play for Louisa was number 18, Gavin Dean.
Yep.
Albemarle responded. Albemarle responds. Albemarle 33, Orange 31.
Okay, Albemarle 33, Orange 31.
Final. That's final.
Final?
Final.
Okay, Byron. That's final. Albemarle beat Orange 33-31. 2 unbeatens, and the Jefferson will be playing next week at Albemarle. How's the pass down the field? Incomplete.
Incomplete. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the Goochland receiver did something a lot of receivers will do when that ball was up in the air, Tommy. He slowed up just a little bit.
Right.
If he kept running full speed, he'd have run right under the ball.
Yep.
Coming into the game for Goochland, number 14. And that's Grayson. Excuse me. That's Grayson Vaughn.
There goes the man, Popovich.
Didn't get much.
Not that time.
Yeah, about 3.
Yep. And you can guess who's in on that tackle, Tommy?
Dean.
Gavin Dean. And he's just a sophomore, but his brother was an outstanding football player, Stephen Dean, when he was here at Louisa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outstanding football player, and he's doing really well at VMI too.
And one of the captains,
Yes.
I believe, on the team.
Yep.
All right, this is a 4th and 7 coming up for Goochland right here.
Back to pass down the field, and it is caught, and it may be close to a Goochland touchdown. And the catch was made, Tommy, by number 48 for Goochland, and that's Kenyon Ross.
All right, the clock again continues to run. We're down exactly 1 minute left in tonight's ball game.
Bulldogs trying to get in the end zone one more time.
I think they've called timeout.
They called timeout with 56 seconds to go. Once again, Albemarle rallied tonight to beat Orange 33-31. Albemarle also rallied.
To beat Goochland.
Yep. Albemarle won on a 35-yard touchdown pass as time expires.
Mm.
35-yard touchdown pass as time expires. Albemarle beats Orange 33-31. That was quite a football game.
All right, we got 1st and goal here.
All right, looks like the ball is on the 5-yard line.
Yep.
All right. Popovich. He's in, I believe, for the touchdown.
Right
Yep,
at it.
Popovich
he's
is
there.
in.
He got
He's
it.
in.
5-yard TD run.
Yep.
All right, that comes with 45 seconds left in tonight's ball game.
Makes it 55. If he makes this extra point, it'll be 55-14. And both touchdowns for Goochland came when they started with the ball in Louisa territory. Extra point looks good. It is good, and 55-14 we got. And more than likely, that's going to be the final score of this football game tonight from the jungle. But next week, Lions travel to Charlottesville to play the Albemarle Patriots, and they are the 2 unbeaten teams in the Jefferson District. So next week's games could have some championship bearing on it.
Yeah, and it's I think it's good that Louisa has a game coming up that has some meaning to
Right.
it, and I think that's the spin that the Louisa coaches will put on that game
Right.
This week. That hey, they have, they're the same as you as far as the district record.
Yeah, and if they would have beat you, they could win the district. Louisa wouldn't win the district. They might win the rest of the ball games. They got to win the ball game next week. Albemarle is the unbeaten team. Louisa is the unbeaten team.
Absolutely.
Louisa scores once in the second half here. A 35-yard TD run by Lavatrell Creasy. In the first half, that's when the Lions just totally put it away. 18 plays for 391 total yards. They end up with over 400 total yards on the game.
Onside kick. Well, not an onside kick.
Pooch.
A pooch kick. And the guys got it for Louisa. Made a nice return.
Yeah, he did.
And that was Johnson. And we got one more play. We'll end it.
Xavier Johnson.
Yep. One more play. We'll end it. All right. Matter of fact, I don't even think they're going to have to run a play because they got 30 seconds.
Well, change of
yeah,
possession.
they're going to have to run one more play to get the clock going.
Right.
Yeah. No, now the clock's running.
Clock is
So
running.
they don't have to run a play, but they're going to take a knee, I think, here, and that's going to end it. Yep.
Ooh.
He was going to take a knee, and the Goochland player came through there. That's the ball game tonight from the jungle. The final score: the Louisa Lions 55 and the Goochland Bulldogs 14. And now the two teams are shaking hands in line, and That's going to be the final, 55-14, and sets up the battle of unbeatens next week between the Lions of Louisa, who are 6-0, and the Patriots of Albemarle, who are 3-3. But all three of their wins have been against Jefferson District competition. So the two unbeatens in the Jefferson will play next week at Albemarle.
Right.
And a game that will have definitely some championship implications to it. No question about that.
Yeah, and I think that's good. You just said for Louisa to have a game that it has some meaning to it and some significance to it. I think they need that. But I will tell you, I was extremely impressed with how Louisa came out and played in the first half tonight. I thought they were crisp. I thought they executed both offensively and defensively, and I just felt like they played maybe the best half of football in the first half that they played so far this year.
Yeah, when you only have 18 offensive plays and you go 391 total yards on it, that's really crisp.
Yeah, you're doing 20 plus yards of play. When they came in averaging 11 yards of play, and we talked about that going, that's just amazing, and they almost doubled that tonight in the first half. What they did.
And Goochland only had 51 total yards in the first half.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be an interesting drive up to Patriot Country next week.
Yes. A very interesting
Tell me
drive.
they fixed the press box up there.
Well, we'll be over there at that old press box all by ourselves, basically, Tommy.
In the oldie but goodie.
Right. Yeah, that's right. And that's a big ball game, no question about it, because Albemarle has won 3 games. 2 of them, they beat Goochland. They were behind for a minute and a half to go when they beat Goochland. And then tonight, they beat Orange on the last play of the game.
Yeah.
So you know that coach is telling them, hey, we're 3-0. We beat Louisa. We can be Jefferson District champions. And he is exactly right.
And they will hear that probably 500 times.
Yeah.
Between now and next Friday.
Yeah. And I'm sure Louisa's will also hear that.
Yeah.
You got to win this ball game because if they beat you, they can win the Jefferson District championship.
Yeah.
Be some fodder on the board for when you go in and start talking.
But I do think it's good, like I said a minute ago. I think it is good for Louisa to have a game that does have some significance to it. And, it's just like it doesn't mean anything game. No, it does mean something. So.
It means a lot, and it gives you a chance to really fire your team up going into that ball game, which Louisa needs.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be what's going to happen at 7 o'clock starts.
7 o'clock start. Yep.
Louisa, one of the few in the state of Virginia that you play 7:30.
Yeah, there's some team down in Tennessee or down on the Virginia border. They play 7:30, and that's about all of the 7:30s that you see when you go down through it. Now,
well, I think one thing that it does, it gives the working person time enough to go home from work, get dressed, come down, and watch the whole game. Otherwise, you may be left out, especially with traffic on Friday.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing, Louisa. It's a 7:30 game, but you better be here long before 7:30 because I had to park over in the boonies tonight because I got here about 6:30.
Right.
All right, we look for our engineer coming in just a few minutes, and what do you think, Byron?
Well, I felt like that what Louisa needed to try to do tonight was to just limit their penalties. They've been doing great with the turnovers. They had the one tonight, a couple fumbles in there, but as far as their first team guys, I think they've done a great job with that. And just to be consistent and try to stay focused, I think they were extremely focused tonight. The first units in the first half.
All right, here's my final thoughts, Tommy. Will Patrick has lost 1 Jefferson District game. That was at Albemarle. The only Jefferson District game he's lost since he's been coaching here, head coach, was at Albemarle. And that's where they got to go next Friday night. And they need to win that football game. if they're going to win the Jefferson District Championship.
Yep. Memory serves good.
Yes.
And it was a, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a pass play that set everything up for them at the end of that game.
And I think it was a close game, but Louis ended up losing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right, it's been Military Appreciation Night, music night here at the Jungle. We thank everyone for their service. We thank Louisa County High School for putting the recognition there too.
Exactly, Tommy.
And,
Exactly.
And I mean, they had a little meal for all us veterans. They had everything that just to show appreciation, and that's why they called it Appreciation Day.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
And
My final thought is you got to play the game no matter what the score was the week before. You have to come out and you have to play the game.
yep.
And anything can happen. Just ask my Phillies from last night.
yep. Yep.
Mistakes can be made. As Byron said, they've been so good this year. They only had 3 coming in tonight, and they had 2 tonight on the second and third team when they were in there. One of them off on a punt, and the other one up at the line of scrimmage. But you got to go out. You got to play the game. You can't let the other people get into your head, and you just have to play your style of ball. I mean, we may see Hyder next week carry more than 5 times.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing from a coach's standpoint. Like coaching little league, you look for things to fire your team up. Well, Coach Patrick got some things to fire that team up this week, and I'm anxious to see Louisa come out and play next week and come out the gate really fired up. But I don't know that they can play much better than they did this week. But emotionally, I think they'll be more ready to play against Albemarle, don't you, Byron?
I don't think there's any question about it. I'm sure that Coach Patrick will dig around and see if he can't find, maybe some things that people are saying or this, that, and the other. But he's going to do what he can do to fire that team up. So I think he'll get that job done.
Right. Not only is it could decide the Jefferson District Championship, I'm sure he's going to remind them one ball game I lost in the Jefferson District. That's the field I lost it on.
That's where it was.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely. So, yep.
Okay. Final score is Louisa 55, Goochland 14. Tommy Nelson, Dickie Purcell, Byron Melhalf, and Andrew Wolfalk here. And good night, everyone.
Andrew, they said they would still have it.